Before I joined Kumon, what I heard from my mom was that Kumon is a place where I can improve my English. But after I joined, I also took on math, and then I realized there's also other subjects like Chinese.
I thought it would be like school with a big classroom and a lot of children. When I actually started, I really enjoyed it. The worksheets that they give at Kumon, they're really helpful. Even though they're repetitive, really understand the topic in a lot of depth.
The Kumon program is not an easy program. It is a program that will challenge you and push you to the limit.
So if you're continuously challenged, then it wouldn't be boring.
One of the things that Kumon has really taught me quite well was how to learn by myself instead of relying on some form of teacher. Kumon doesn't actually have a teacher up front with a bunch of students together to teach a certain topic. Everybody just sits around and does their own work by themselves. So I think this cultivates some form of independence.
It's self-discovery. The teachers don't actually teach you. What I like about it is you can learn at your own pace.
You don't have to compare with other people, which brings down your self-esteem. You don't get that much of pressure, so you can really focus on the learning.
Other enrichment centers, it's the teachers who introduces the new topic to you. But in Kumon, it's us who explores the topic first, then we find out the obstacles, what we don't understand, then we approach the teacher.
Because this homework is daily, it's sustained learning. This will allow us to maintain our standards so that we will not fall behind.
When I was still in secondary school, sometimes my teacher wasn't available to teach me. What Kumon taught me was that self-learning sometimes is one of the best ways to learn how to do something. Using what I've learned in Kumon, I sat down with my own schoolwork, learned the whole thing by myself.
One thing I didn't really like about Kumon back then was the repetitive worksheets. I used to think like, oh, why do I have to do this over and over again? It definitely took me some time to realize that it actually helps to build a foundation.
I think the joy of learning is to realize that you are actually continuously improving yourself and becoming a better person than you were.
To me, the joy of learning would be the acquisition of new knowledge. Learning more helps you understand this world better.
Through my Kumon journey, I've definitely cultivated self-discipline myself. Being in council is like the leaders of the student body. As a leader, you have to be more disciplined than the rest. In order to manage your time well, you have to have self-discipline. And I think it is self-discipline that has got me into the council and exposed me to even more opportunities than I ever thought of before.
Through the daily worksheets, daily practices, I've learned that learning is something that is supposed to be done on an ongoing basis. So one example that I have is developing my business Mandarin skills. Through my experience at Kumon, I learned that what we have to do is to grow every single day, and that is why I'm actively reading Chinese news every single morning. So as a banker, I carry on this spirit of making sure that I learn something new every single day, just like how I did back in my days in Kumon.
What I like about Kumon is that it made me persevere. Even though I hit a few bumps, I can still carry on, and that applies to real life.
What it really gave me is this passion for learning, which I think is extremely important and relevant in today's society.
I think that the greatest takeaway from Kumon will be problem-solving skill. Through having to explore the different new ideas in Kumon, I feel that Kumon actually instills in us critical and creative thinking. So whether is it in project work, research work, or your studies, or even the minor and major problems in everyday life, I feel that thinking creatively actually really helps to fix the problems we face.